Good evening and welcome to the public hearing of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. It is November 17th, 2020 at 6:30. I call this public hearing to order. Order of business, Ordinance 2020-15, an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for tax map 14 parcel 50, consisting of approximately 15.4 acres located at 470 Dick Buchanan Street from an I3 special use industrial zoning district to an I2 heavy industrial zoning district. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on August 25th, 2020. If anybody would like to come forward and speak about this matter, you can step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Again, if anybody would like to speak on this rezoning, now's the time to come forward. And one last time, if anybody would like to come forward and speak on this rezoning. Seeing nobody, I will call the public hearing closed, and we will reconvene at 6:45.
After I pay my taxes on.
Good evening, and this is the Citizens Forum. It is November 17, 2020. It is 6:45. We do have two people signed up to speak. Want to remind everyone, each person will have 3 minutes to speak to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. When you come up to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. First, we have Mr. John Skinner.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. My name is John Skinner. I reside at 790 Stones River Road. Asked to speak tonight in reference to the ordinance 2020-18. In particular, the detention pond. As you know, I've asked for a few things to be done or taken care of. I've also not received the answers that I wanted just yet. I do realize that most of you have come out and made every effort you can to see that this is taken care of. It has not been taken care of to my satisfaction. The questions that I do have is the detention pond in question viable only for the phases 7, 8, and 9? Or is it also, or has it been prepared for the additional phases that are going to be in construction at a future date? If this is so, then I think more issues need to be addressed. One in particular is the way it looks. Is it going to be left that way, or are we going to have the benefit of having grass like some of the other detention and or retention ponds that I have seen in our city, namely the one up there at the Walmart, the one in Pinnacle Point, the one in front of the Laverne Middle School, and several others around town. They are nicely laid out. Some of them are fenced in. Nice presentation. Right now, it is not the way it is. Please, I ask you, go by and take a look at it and see if this is what you want to be representing our city, because this is part of our city. Another thing is the HOA. Who is the homeowner association that is going to be taking over this? How do we contact them? And pure and simple, all I'm asking is a deferral on this ordinance by the board until these questions are answered. I think they're very viable. Of course, that is to your discretion. That's all I have at the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next up, we have Miss Mary Jane Skinner.
I was also going, hi, my name is Mary Jane Skinner. I live at 792 Stones River Road. I was going to speak about the detention pond and the back of my property, but I think I'll wait until later to do that because I'm still not satisfied with what's going on. But I do have, with your indulgence, something I'd like to pass out to the police department, fire department, and Mr. Russell. May I do this at this time? give you the box. This goes to all the 27 veterans at the police department.
Yes, ma'am, I'll make sure they do it.
Thank you, and the fire department's not here. Oh, there he is.
He doesn't have a jacket on. Good evening and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting. It is November 17th, 2020. It is 7 p.m. I call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. The prayer will be by Alderman No, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be by Boy Scout Troop 340. If everyone would please rise for the prayer and the pledge.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you once again, thanking you for another beautiful day in your world. Lord, we ask that you please continue to try and help us get through this pandemic. Lord, we ask that you put some knowledge into this board so that we can make the right decisions for this city, for our citizens, for our departments. And these things we ask, Lord, in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, boys. First order of business is to approve the minutes from the October 6th, 2020 regular meeting and the October 29th, 2020 special meeting.
Make a motion to accept as submitted.
I have a motion to accept as submitted from Alderman Jones. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Coates. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Departmental reports. Fire Department. Chief Beasley.
Thank you, Mayor. Vice Mayor Alderman, I would like to begin by thanking Ms. Skinner for the token appreciation to our veterans within the fire department. There's 3 of them, so thank you very much for remembering them. I believe y'all all have a copy of our monthly report. Is there any questions about that?
Looks like the response time has come down slightly.
Yes, sir. We're still within that 4-minute time frame that NFPA requires for us or recommends for us, so we're well within our range for that, so we're doing a good job there.
Wonderful.
Outstanding. Is that it? Thank y'all.
Thank you. Police Department. Chief Davis.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, our monthly crime summary for October, you should have a listing on that. There's 2 things I do want to highlight. If you would look at theft from a motor vehicle, we had 28 in the month of October, as well as domestics at 68. You can probably relate that to the pandemic. One of the things I do want to relate to on the theft from a motor vehicle, can you just slide over for me, please? We had 28 cases of theft from a motor vehicle. They were all left unlocked at a value of just over $2,500. And if you look down at the last part of it, 3 firearms were stolen from out of those vehicles. So we encourage all the citizens to park smart, lock their doors when they go in at night. Do we have any questions?
Chief, y'all got some events going on right now with the community with the upcoming holidays, don't you?
Can you say that?
Said you've got some events coming up with the holidays.
Yes, we do. This Saturday from the hours, I believe, 1 to 4, we have our annual car hop at Sonic, to where officers, police, fire, and city officials will be serving as car hops at Sonic. And 10% of the sales for that particular day goes towards our Christmas for children and youth, as well as 100% of the tips for that.
And then, can you walk the board at a high level as to what was occurring today with the news and here in the city?
Today's been a day for the police department. If you all don't know, about 12 o'clock today, there's an incident with one of our K-9 officers who was pulling out of the police department here, and a vehicle pulled up beside him and started firing rounds into his vehicle. And from that point, a pursuit took place that ended up in one of the apartment complexes here. And there was another exchange of fire between the officer and the suspect, and finally ended in that same apartment complex. In this incident, the officer is fine. However, the K-9 officer, the K-9 that was with that officer, got struck 3 times, and I just got updated that is in critical condition now.
So where did it happen here?
As soon as he pulled out of the parking lot here.
So it's on Murfreesboro Road?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Just as he pulled from the police department complex to Murfreesboro Road.
It's crazy.
Any other questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Sir. Parks and Recreation, Mr. David McGowan.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Board, thank you. You have the parks numbers for the month. You see 27 help desk tickets, a couple of our bigger projects, installing laminate flooring in finance and water billing departments. This seems like probably 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, we replaced the metal on the side of the senior center, metal siding. See our past events, Old Timers Day, Goblins and Goodies, Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, we'd like to thank Tina Feith, Sal Gonzalez, Paul Williams, Trey Branham, Jerry Davenport, and Chief Davis for taking part in that and helping us out. Upcoming events, December 5th is Parade of Lights, 6 p.m. Blue Christmas is the theme. Grand Marshal is Chief Walker. Upcoming meetings, November 19th is the Senior Center Advisory Meeting. And if you would, please keep Melissa Cooper, our senior coordinator, in your prayers and thoughts with her family. She lost her brother over the weekend. We'd appreciate that, and I know she'd appreciate it. Any questions, please?
You had a busy month, didn't you?
Busy month. We're ready to get the parade and slow down for a month, maybe.
Y'all knocked it out of the park. That's all I can say.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It was a pretty good turnout. We had a good crowd. Both nights got kind of chilly, but that Saturday, we couldn't ask for a better turnout. So we're looking forward to building on that. Any other questions?
David, do we have one other guest coming for the parade? Kind of a jolly old couple?
We do. We do have, from what we've been told, Santa Claus will be on the scene with Mrs. Claus. There will be an opportunity to have pictures made, social distance in place. So we do encourage people to come out. We're going to try to do our part. We are going to set up photo opportunities with Santa Claus at a safe distance. So please bring your kids out.
And we'll also have fireworks that night.
Fireworks, yes, sir. Soon after the tree lighting, fireworks will go off.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, Board.
Thank you. Finance Department, Phyllis Rogers.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Alderman. You have the financial report for the month, year-to-date. Okay, Bruce has popped up October up there for me. Revenues are looking good. Sales tax is coming in strong. We've, been pretty fortunate. General fund, property taxes are starting to come in, so we're doing fairly well there. Some things going on in the finance department. Been working with Kyle in conjunction with the governor's, the governor's grant and the CARES Act grant. CARES Act grant, we were fortunate to participate in that and have received the funding for that, and hoping to receive some more allocations possibly later on. David and his guys, especially Randy and his crew, did an excellent job replacing the floors in the finance department and in the water billing department. They actually came in over the weekend and did water billing in one day, and that's a pretty big achievement because it's a pretty odd area in there, a lot of furniture and desks and stuff. Any other questions about the financial report?
I just want to say I think it looks amazing this year, considering everything going on with COVID. Usually this time of year, we're running at a deficit waiting
Yep.
on property taxes to come in. And if you
True.
look on this report, it says 37.4% is in, and we've got a net income of 1.7 million. That's
Yep, we're doing good.
great to see.
Any other questions?
Thank you. Water treatment plant, Mr. Greg Purcell.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Board. In the month of October, we treated 120.3 million gallons of water, delivered 96.09 million gallons of water to the residents of Laverne. Our TOC removal was 46.9%. Again, that's 3.1 times better than the requirement. Just an FYI, the maintenance cap is at 81.2% year-to-date. The cap does end January 31st, 2021. And that means we have 3 months left on that year-to-date cap. We had 3 customer complaints in the month of October. One was pressure, one was wanting to get their water checked, and one was some discolored water. That was some air in the line, and that's kind of still trying to investigate as to why. Any questions?
Has any concerns about their water? What do they call?
615-793-6536, option 2.
Any other questions? Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
Moving on to Public Works Department, Mr. Garland.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This will be for the month of October. Brush pickup's kind of going down some. We're getting some other things done as far as asphalt patching and stuff. We've been working on it today and probably the rest of the week. Shops have been busy. Fire equipment and we're getting our snow equipment and everything ready, so they're working on that. Any questions?
Do you still have plenty of salt?
Yes. Plenty. And we still got some on reserve for this year too.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Utilities Department, Mr. Michael Dietz.
Mayor Alderman, good afternoon. You have the monthly report for October in your packet, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Just a quick update from last month. We discussed service line replacement program. We started over on Forest Lane and Hampton Drive. That went pretty smooth. We was able to replace 18 service lines. Turned out to be a well-needed project after we exposed the first 3. 2 of those had leaks, and then we found 2 more down the road. So very minute. They would have been hard to detect with leak detection equipment. However, we prevented it from becoming a bigger problem down the road. As Mr. Garland mentioned, they was out today paving that area, patching where we disturbed the road, and we will be returning to do some cleanups in the yards. So, any questions?
When are they gonna start the Cedar Park thing?
Yes, sir. We discussed that briefly.
I've just had a couple of questions about it.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And we're anticipating January still. We had a bid opening today for materials and supplies. Unfortunately, we did not receive any bids, so I got with Miss Felicia. We're gonna put that back out. We'll be hopefully opening on December 8th, and depending upon how many bids we receive, we'll be able to start ordering supplies. But the target is still first of the year.
All right.
Any other questions? Michael, you enjoy your vacation, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Human Resources, Cheryl Lewis-Smith.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. Here is the report for Human Resources. We are currently in benefits open enrollment season. Employee informational sessions were held today, and we also have a few scheduled for tomorrow morning. Our insurance vendors were present, and the information is readily available for all of our employees on our intranet portal for them to share with their family members. There are no changes to our benefit plans, and I'm happy to say that we incorporated our 2020 boot camp, annual compliance training, along with our annual health, safety, and wellness fair initiatives into the open enrollment meetings. This was a great way to ensure that all of our employees, that they did not miss out on valuable information that they need annually. More so, a great measure to reinforce our commitment to the overall employment training and development efforts, and while focusing on individual personal well-being. And our annual Thanksgiving employee recognition will take place this week, but we have a different twist due to COVID restrictions. But we're grateful and thankful that we're able to do this and to show appreciation for our employees and their commitment to the city. Are there any questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Moving on to old business, second reading ordinance 2020-15, an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for tax map 14, parcel 50, consisting of approximately 15.4 acres located at 470 Dick Buchanan Street, from an I-3 special use industrial zoning district to an I-2 heavy industrial zoning district. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on August 25th, 2020, and we did have a public forum tonight. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve from Vice Mayor Brown. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Coates. Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to second reading, ordinance 2020-16, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 general fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones. Our second, Alderman Coates.
Second.
No, I seconded.
You
second.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
Motion passes. Second reading ordinance 2020-17, an ordinance to amend Title IX of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding transient vendors and door-to-door solicitation. Need a motion to approve or deny?
A motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve from Vice Mayor Brown. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Jones. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
I vote aye. First reading ordinance 2020-18, an ordinance to amend the impact fees in the City of Laverne. Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve for discussion.
Have a motion to approve with discussion. I'll second it so we can open up the floor for discussion.
Okay, with the motion to approve on the first reading, have we discussed the percentage?
So it was discussed last month, and it was discussed at the workshop. Everyone should have in front of them a 2-page spreadsheet. Page 2 really works out your possible impact fees, and with some of the percentages that we discussed at the meeting, I believe it's 100, 30, 40, 50, and 75%. And then you will see Smyrna's single-family impact fees. You'll also see our current impact fees at the bottom.
Okay, I'd like to amend my motion to approve. I'd like to make a motion to approve at 30%.
Okay, have a motion to approve at 30%. I'm going to withdraw my second,
I'll second.
and second from Vice Mayor Brown.
Discussion.
I was just going to open up for any discussion. Alderman No.
I think that anything less than 100% is a insult to the citizens, taxpayers, department heads, fire department, police, streets and roads, park and rec. Because I think what's going to happen is we're going to try to do an increment. These builders coming in, that's never going to happen. The housing market is hot. In my personal opinion, the property on the other side of the interstate is going to come to to a big head. That's going to be our bread and butter. I think it will take care of any kind of, and nobody likes to use this word, but let's call it what it is. I think it'll help in the long term of any kind of tax increase. I think if we do anything less than 100%, that the citizens and taxpayers of this city, I know these guys and girls that come up here and ask us for stuff every year. I know that's painful for them to come up here and stand before us and ask for a piece of machinery knowing that they may or may not get it. They've looked at the budget. This will help with that. There won't be any problems. The fire department's not even been on this thing to tell them they're going to get X amount of money. But that's just, I seen today where Murfreesboro and them are going to do this. And I'll say this public, and Scott Broden can quote me, I don't give 2 cents about what Smyrna's got. I don't want to be like Smyrna. I want to be better. And if we don't get aggressive and we're running out of land, we're landlocked, there's going to come a time to where there's not going to be anything. I think it's time for us to step up to the plate, become the ace city in Rutherford County, and go with it. This is nothing against people wanting to come here and live, nothing whatsoever. But if you build nice neighborhoods over there, people will come, they will pay the money, and the city will flourish.
I appreciate you saying that. The thought that comes into my head is that we have healthy fund balances. Our department heads request capital projects every year and different pieces of equipment, and not only have we been able to meet their demand, but we're actually doing better in the last few years than we've ever done previously, and been able to grant some of those even at the end of the budget year. We still have money left over, and I think this is just another tax on the people. I think it's too aggressive to go at 100%, and I think it's going to prevent families from being able to afford the property that they want, because the impact fees are going to be so high. Because ultimately, the families that move here are going to be paying this impact fee. And a lot of them are going to have a 30-year mortgage, and they're going to be financing that impact fee for 30 years. It's a substantial amount of money. I don't think that we should be that aggressive with it.
And I think also, to tag on to that we should have, of course, none of this board was here at the time. This should have never gotten to a point that we're 20 years into we're 20 years into this, and the impact fees had never been addressed. I think we should put an addendum onto it where this is looked at a minimum of every 4 years. If they wanted more than that, then move it more than that. But at a minimum, this should be looked at every 4 years. At 100%, we're not taxing anybody but the people that are wanting to move into here. And as it stands right now, Mount Juliet is booming. And if they look at this and they know that they can get what they can get in Mount Juliet, well, let's just say Mount Juliet, Smyrna, or anywhere, as opposed to coming in here and getting 100% raise on what it used to be, that in itself is going to turn people away. And I just don't think that we need to tax the individual or punish the individuals that are choosing Laverne to be their hometown and wanting to move in. We will never be the it city of Rutherford County if we start off doing things that we're talking about right now. You don't jump into 100% of anything unless it's something that's coming directly to you. You don't want to charge anyone 100% on their taxes or building a home or anything else when they're doing this. And I think that if we jump up to 100%, even if it's a minuscule amount on some of the levels, the people are going to see 100%. And we don't need to go at 100%. I think 30% will be a good start. And if it needs to be adjusted next year or in 2 years, adjusted as so. but we do not need to start this at 100%. Fire, police have been funded at 100% with our budget. We've been able to take care of, we might not have been able to do it with the other departments at 100%, but they have been well above the average of any surrounding county and municipality. I think 30% would be a nice start, and we need to address this at a minimum of every 4 years and look at it and adjust it accordingly. Thank you.
I don't think that punishing the people that wants to live here, I think if anything, we would be punishing the people that's been living here for 20 years, and they're wanting more stuff in their city. And again, I feel like if we build quality homes over there on quality lots with quality infrastructure, people are going to move here for the neighborhood. They're not going to move here because it's Laverne. But anybody that wants to put their name on a minimal amount like that, when they see people that's been living here in this city for years, and they can look them in the eye and say, hey, there you go. And as Code said, we do 30% with a every year increment. The amount of building permits that are sold in between that 30 and 40 is going to boom, and we'll never get there. So it's easier to go big and go quality than it is to just, you know, go small and do nothing. That stuff that these people need in these departments cost a lot of money, and the people will come to those neighborhoods. They will come, I'm telling you.
With Laverne being a landlocked city, and we all know it, it's only so much that we're going to be able to get. If we do it at 100%, we could do it at 200%. With a landlocked city, it's only so much that we're going to be able to provide for them. I think we should go on the strength of the budget that we have presented and the budget that we keep up each year, and we're able to keep everything taken care of in this city. I'm not sure exactly what the citizenry that you're talking about that's wanting more, because I think that we're doing a pretty good job. Yes, we can have more firemen. Yes, we can have more policemen. Yes, we can have more recreation personnel or any other personnel, but I think that at this point right now, we are a landlocked city and we can only make so much, and we don't need to tax the next 20 or 30,000 people, if that many. We don't need to put the burden on them by charging them. It is a one-hit deal. Impact fees is only a one-time deal, and that's all that they can do. It's not, it's going to be coming back each year. If they don't build on something, or if something turns down and they go over 50%, if I'm not mistaken, maybe then the impact fee will kick back in. I don't, can you correct me if I'm wrong on that, Bruce? But at this point right now, we are at a level where we do not need to put the burden on who wants to move here, because people that have lived here and lived here comfortably. I've been here for 20 years myself, and I've been comfortable. I don't know if there have been situations where individuals have called the police and they didn't show up. I don't know if there have been situations where people have called for fire and rescue and they didn't show up. We have taken care of our country, of this city as best we can with the money that we've got, and we've done a good job at it. We have been above board on every time that we've did our budget. So I don't think that we need to hit anybody with 100% of anything.
First of all, impact fees don't have anything to do with the personnel, but I know that I would never, ever put these people on the spot, but I bet if you call these people up or talk to the department heads and ask them what they think, because I know they get tired of coming up here and asking. Yes, we've made it. If that's the category that we want to stay in, We've made it. I want this city to excel. I don't want it to be stale. So those are my opinions, and that's just the way I feel about our city. I think it's time for us to take off, set a presence. The people will come. They will come. If you build big, nice homes in nice neighborhoods with nice lots, good infrastructure, people will come. They'll come here. And we're getting landlocked, no doubt about it, but on the other side of the interstate. So,
From a planning commission standpoint, this year we have not seen many subdivisions come in. Building has slowed with the economy, and my concern is by putting 100% is just too much on the marketability of Laverne. And so I agree with the consensus of that middle of the range of the 30% that facilitates where we need to be. Also, if you look at the item 11, it does show the annual fee will be reviewed, on a yearly basis. So if we feel more impact fees are required, it can be done on a yearly basis from now on. Obviously, this was not accomplished the past 20 years, and so this caveat ensures that this board can direct the city in the right direction.
And in touching on that again, I do understand that impact fees do not impact the personnel, but the personnel don't get out there. When we hire a police officer, he doesn't run to a location. He has to have a vehicle. He has to have a weapon. He has to have training. Same with our fire department. They have to have apparatus to get to that location. I understand that we have and that's another sign that Laverne is very well off in their financial budget, because we can hire that individual and the impact fees can give them something to get to the location that they need to get to.
I would also just comment, just looking at the ordinance that we have in front of us, we also need to adjust item 13, the effective date. So I would recommend to the person, Calvin, to make the first and the second to let's put a date in there so we can conclude this ordinance and move forward. My recommendation would be upon the date of the second reading of the public hearing would be my recommendation. So it acts almost immediately.
Amend this, so.
Well, just one moment. We do have to legally advertise it, though. Is that correct, Bruce?
Yes, sir. Once this ordinance is approved on second reading, it has to be advertised in the newspaper for it to become effective. That is the earliest date that it could be effective.
how long does it have to be advertised?
Well, it usually takes a week and a half sometimes to get it in the newspaper, just depending on when the dates fall. So
So whatever we decide, I would hope that we can start it as soon as possible after it does whatever you need to do with it.
So my recommendation would be to amend it again and have the effective date a week or a week and a half from the second reading date. That way we can have it properly advertised.
Agreed.
That would just be my recommendation to amend it.
Well, I hope you all, I hope you don't vote yes on 30%. I hope we get more aggressive than that. Show the people of Laverne, show their department heads that we care, and the new people that's moving to our city, they will come if we make it quality. They will come, they will spend the money, they will finance it, and we will be better off.
So just to clarify the ordinance for everybody, this is a vote to fund police and fire at 100% for impact fees, roads and parks and recreation at 30%. Is that correct? Was that your motion, Alderman Jones?
Okay.
And did you want to amend that time frame for when it would begin?
I amended to the specified time frame of 2 weeks.
Okay. So with that, Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
No.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
I vote no. First reading passes. Moving on to the consent agenda. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda passes. Moving on to new business, first reading ordinance 2020-19, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 general fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones, our second. Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Alderman Coates?
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. First reading ordinance 2020-20, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 stormwater fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Coates, our second. Alderman Coates?
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown?
Aye.
And I vote aye. First reading passes. First reading ordinance 2020-21, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 water sewer fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones,
I'll second.
second from Vice Mayor Brown. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
And I vote aye. First reading passes. First reading ordinance 2020-22, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 police impact fee fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones, our second. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
I vote aye. First reading passes. First reading ordinance 2020-23, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2020-2021 Parks Capital Projects Fund budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll
Second.
second.
Okay, I have a motion to approve from Alderman No, a second from Vice Mayor Brown. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Number 13, Resolution 2020-15, a resolution of the City of Laverne Board of Mayor and Aldermen to declare property owned by the city to be surplus to the city's needs and directing disposal of the same. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones, our second. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
I vote aye. Resolution passes. Resolution 2020-16, a resolution authorizing the City of Laverne to participate in the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Matching Grant Program. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman No, our second. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Resolution 2020-17, a resolution in support of the application for a Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation grant. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve from Alderman Jones, our second. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution 2020-18, a resolution to accept Lakewood subdivision phases 7, 8, 9, and 10. This received a favorable recommendation at the October 27th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting.
Motion to defer.
Have a motion to defer. Need a second?
I second.
Second from Alderman No. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
No.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
Our vote aye. Resolution passes. Moving on to number 17, appoint or remove board and committee members. We have the Local Emergency Planning Committee. We have 2 terms vacant. One is the police chief position, which we are recommending to keep that open until a permanent police chief position is filled. And then we also have the environmental specialist. Christopher Cunningham is who's recommended, so I will appoint him to that board. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion, or that passes. And then moving on to Economic Development Advisory Committee. The council member position is vacant, and we have 1 term vacant. I will nominate that Graham Coates be the council representative.
I'll second.
Second from Alderman No. Alderman Coates.
Aye.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Brown.
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion passes. Mayor and Alderman comments. Alderman Jones.
I'd just like to say that 2020 is going strong. I wasn't supposed to be sitting up here tonight on this board, but I'm thankful that I am, and that we were able to take care of some things. And in the event that I don't get back up, be able to talk to the citizens and the audience, I'd like to say tonight that the things that are going to have a lasting effect in my life is, number one, the Haywood High School, Haywood County in Brownsville, where I graduated from. I left there, went into the Army. I'll always remember the Army. Had a stint with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. I'll always remember them, and my present location at the Department of Veterans Affairs, and then my second home here in Laverne. I've always loved this little town. I left my hometown at the age of 17. My mother had to sign for me to go into the military. I was a summer child, so I graduated a little bit early, and I was able to go into the military at the age of 17. Left there, came back for a couple of years, but I've been in Laverne for over 21 years, so it's a big second home for me. Not to say I still don't care about my hometown in Brownsville, care for it quite a bit. One thing that I would love to say to the people of Laverne, I've enjoyed being your alderman. I've enjoyed representing you. I've enjoyed representing the employees of this lovely city, and I will continue to represent you even as a private citizen. I'll always be here for you, and the people who know me will be able to get in touch with me. The people who didn't care for me anyway, stick to social media and talk about me there. The other thing I'd like to say is one thing I'd love for you to always remember, that every goodbye ain't gone and every shut eye ain't sleep. And I'd just like to say goodbye to the city of Laverne. I'm going to take me a little nap. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Alderman No.
I think David knocked it out of the park last month. We really enjoyed October. We got some holidays coming up. Everybody, please be careful. You department heads, you know who you are. I tried, but I couldn't do it. That's all.
Alderman Coates.
Just talk about what Chief said tonight about the canine dog, and thoughts and prayers out for, obviously, he's part of the police force and obviously doing his job, and hopefully he pulls through and does a good job.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
It has been a crazy year with 2020 COVID. I remember when the bell tolled at midnight leading to 2020. I thought, wow, that's a a good vision is 2020. I thought this was going to be the year for every one of everyone's goals to be accomplished, and it turns out it was, not really expecting the reality of what 2020 would bring. But I just would like to take an opportunity to remind everyone that we still have a whole lot to be thankful for here in Laverne and in our country. And regardless, we've all made it through 2020 together. And so I just wanted to let you know that I'm thankful for you. And I hope that you have a good holiday with your family, however you choose to celebrate this year in this unprecedented time.
Thank you. First, I want to remind everyone about the November 21st car hop at Sonic. That's for the Thanksgiving and Christmas programs the city does to help people with both eating at Christmas time as well as some kids and some seniors Christmas gifts. Also want to remind everyone to come out December 5th at 6 p.m. for the Parade of Lights. If you haven't already signed up for it, please do. It should be a great time. One of the few that's actually running in not just Rutherford County, but in Middle Tennessee. Want to ask everyone to keep Melissa Cooper in your prayers. Also keep our K-9 unit and his handler. It's definitely not been an easy day for them or for the rest of the department there. Do want to thank our city administration, both our PIO and our city administrator. We've actually put together a elected official orientation guide that will continue going forward for each new member of the board from here on out. It'll be updated, gives them tools for their toolbox to help them acclimate better to this environment in a quicker fashion. And then I just want to wish everybody happy and safe Thanksgiving. Do what you can for others. And with that, call this meeting adjourned.
Jim?